There are those who have that innate ability to lead, and there are those who struggle and have to learn day by day how to lead. Ultimately, it's all in how you apply those qualities, those things that you've learned that determine who is a leader and who will not be. I have uh, tips, three tips for being a leader. Leadership requires that knowledge and that humility, that desire to serve. And so, with that, I offer these three tips. Number one is to always consider it a privilege to serve those who are under you, those whom you have responsibility for. Consider it a privilege to serve. It helps to prevent pride, inflated pride, and it also conjures humility, and it also improves your clarity of thought. So that is number one. And number two is vitally important. If you, obviously, in leadership, you're going to be responsible for people, so you need to have the ability to find that equilibrium, that balance between being willing to change and also uh, standing your ground. We, as human beings, we all have the tendency to defend ourselves, to defend um, how we feel about something. What leadership requires is for you to understand that you are dealing with people, people that are every bit an individual as you are. And so, uh, what you need to do is to realize that and be willing to change, be willing to listen to those who you are communicating with. Sometimes their observations are correct, sometimes yours are. Ultimately, it's your decision, but you want to make the right decision. And so, in leadership, you need to be willing to change, keep your options open, and also at those unique times, you need to be able to have those leadership qualities be expressed, not violently, not in anger, but firm. And so you need to find that equilibrium that you can work with. And number three, and this is probably the most important, and it is to have the willingness, the uh, desire out of recompense to apologize publicly if necessary. There's going to be times when um, there are going to be issues and personalities that other people, the expanded circles, are going to notice, and it's going to be a disruption to the greater institution, whether it be public office, um, whether you're working in a company. How you deal with those under you is seen and expressed in the greater crowd, if you will. And so, out of the need and desire to heal the greater good, you need to have the ability to apologize. And you don't have to apologize for things that uh, you may be accused of or anything like that. But it is important that if you, as a leader, notice that if an issue regarding the relationship between you and those whom you are responsible over is causing a harsh issue or causing the hindrance of prosperity, you need to be able to drop that wall of pride long enough to acquire the humility to openly apologize for that occurrence. because in the eyes of those who are being governed, that goes a long way towards healing. And so those are my 3 tips for leadership, and that goes in all facets of leadership: leadership in a company, leadership in government. But those are very important. Consider it a privilege to serve. Know when and be willing to change, and know when to stand your ground, and also be willing to apologize if necessary.